Bang! Dead. Gone. Why? Because Alexander Devontae Dickey, who was arrested 39 times, 25 felonies, was on the street, forced on her knees, with her hands over her head, begging for her life.
That was hard to watch. Honestly, I don't know anybody who could watch that and not feel it in their soul. Because for me, that hurt. I'm not even a dad, but to feel that dad's pain was absolutely terrifying. And it's it's just crazy to think about that this is one of many cases. Hi guys, I'm that average guy and our world is burning. It is burning and I don't know what to do. Honestly, we all don't know what to do. I feel like we are all just watching it burn, and it, it is how it is. Like the politicians that we elect don't do anything. Our police aren't allowed to do anything, and it's like the good people have to suffer. Cause why? Cause these bad people are incentivized to come in, do whatever they want, take, steal, hurt the good people of this world. The people who are too kind enough to tell them to stop or to take arms against them. And it's sad. It's sad that we have to live through this. We have to live like this. And we just have to witness. Now, this man, this. This amazing member of society, Stephen Federico, is, well, let's just say he's just an amazing member of society. He's perfect in every single way. And the way that he killed this poor father's daughter. Yeah. Yeah, he killed her. Astute member of society, these are the future engineers. These are the could be would be leaders of America. But instead of seeking a job, he sought to take this poor lady's life. She was only 22 and had her whole life ahead of her. Could have had a family, could have had a husband, a beautiful life, and unfortunately, this slow scum of the earth monster took her away from us, took her away from this world. And crime happens. When I was growing up, obviously crime happened, but I felt like it was more in the shadows. Like, it was like, oh, don't go out after this night. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't go out after this time. But now these guys are just doing it out in the open, and they're encouraged. And I say that because how the hell is this man able to walk free? This man should be buried under the ground, like not even death wise, like have him in a cage. How is he still here? He has 25 felonies and 39 arrests. Like, my guy, what are we doing? What are the police for? Now, I know you're asking yourself, 39 felonies, or sorry, 29 felonies, 39 arrests. Damn. Like, this man, you may, oh, maybe he was just arrested or judged by his rap sheet. But no, no, no. Let me read this man. He has some of this aspiring leaders of tomorrow. Some of this aspiring man's contribution to society include felony felony vehicle theft, felony burglary, receiving stolen goods, probation violation, amongst others. The fact that this man was even able to get probation is absolutely insane. And this already shows that he didn't deserve a second chance. You gave him the chance with probation and he violated it. and he committed 29 felonies. When I was growing up, I thought a felony was like end all be all. Apparently not. Just go out and fucking you get a felony. You get it. Like, bro, what is that, bro? What is that? That's absolutely insane. The fact that and I can't stress enough the fact that this man is walking or was walking amongst us is absolutely insane and crazy. 29 felonies, like.
You're a naughty, naughty boy. Yo! Whoa, 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 whoa.
Now you may think, oh, that, sometimes the justice system slips up, maybe, especially in those lax on crime states, crime is just a social construct. People are struggling. People are struggling, and nobody else is struggling
Naughty, naughty
more
boy. Yo!
than this man, this amazing man who just was down on his luck, Adhamat Beli Mohammed. And you're asking yourself, man, what did this beautiful member of society do? Well, let's just say this man is a monster. Like the most, like, one of the most evil humans I can imagine. In 2017, he essayed a 15-year-old girl and was sentenced to 36 months. First of all, it is my fair and undying belief that if you essay somebody, you deserve to be 6 feet under. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You genuinely deserve to die. That is one of the most heinous crimes in my opinion. And you ever think, oh damn, 36 months? Man, at least he served. No, he served 0 time. 0. As you can see by this video. And you want to know what's crazy? That like, I feel like I'm crazy to think this, but does it not incentivize people to commit more crimes? And if you're saying no, take a look at this. 2024, he raped another woman. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, man, at least he was put away. Unlike the other guy who was able to walk with 29 felonies, well, he actually served 0 time. And in fact, this brings up to my point. This keeps incentivizing these monsters. Because you can see at the image, unfortunately, this monster was able to get a grasp on another woman in 2024. And he was only sentenced to 14 months. And by surprise, he served 0 time again. And it doesn't surprise me that this took place in Minnesota, and this judge let him off on a plea. Can I just say, I think we need to find these judges, and we need to hold them accountable. These Minnesotan judges. No, these judges in these, unfortunately, bluer zones, and it's a clear picture. When you hit lax on crime, you get this, and clearly these judges don't care. Because why? Because, well, I'll tell you why. These judges are rich. And apparently judges get real rich in Minnesota, where they do not have to deal with any of these consequences. Because boy let him off scot-free both times. But you know who didn't get scot-free? The poor woman who had to suffer through this man. And then if you're thinking, oh, damn, maybe he would change his life around. Maybe he found God. Nope. In 2025, this year, ladies and gentlemen, in 2025, while on probation, crazy to think that this man has probation, by the way, he kidnapped and essayed another woman. How crazy. On the image, it says he was arrested for the essay, but, like, I don't even know if that's real. I have to check that. Oh, well, would you look at that? On December 3rd, 2025, federal law enforcement received information concerning violent kidnapping and essays committed by Mohammed in Minnesota. Law enforcement committed a string of disturbing, clearly his history would tell, At least 5 victims between 5? Bro. I thought it was like 3. 5 victims is insane, dude. Where are the feminists screaming for these ladies? It makes me so upset online to see what is happening around the world, especially to women. I have sisters. I have a sister, I have a mother, as I would assume most people have mothers, or at least one female family member. And it's just upsetting that this is happening. And I'm not no feminist, like I'm not a feminist, cry. No. No. I actually have a point about that. They low key ruined heroism, but I'll bring that up a different time. But 5 victims is outrageous. This man should be castrated and thrown to the wolves. And in 2025, look, he actually got arrested, and he a mandatory minimum sentence of 20 years in prison and up to sentence of life for his crimes. My personal belief, I think bro should bite the gutter. Yeah, I don't think he should be breathing the same air as me. But that being said, at least he got 20 years compared to just a couple months that he didn't even serve. So, yeah. It only took him 3 times to get convicted, you know. Third time's a charm. We love it. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, this really pisses me off. I am so tired of living in this world where we have to struggle, we have to break our backs, and we can't even walk safely in our own country, in our own state, in our own city, in our own towns. We can't even walk safely because these animals are on the streets. Because why? Because nobody wants to punish them, because it's racist, because it's insensitive, because these people are just struggling. Yeah, okay, struggling my ass. Bro, seeking out his victims instead of seeking out a job. How crazy is that? And guys, if you think that's crazy how that's happening in our own backyard, in our own back door, in our very own country, apparently soft on crime isn't just a blue state thing. It's actually all over the world, including one of our supposed allied countries, the United Kingdom. Now, if you don't know what's been going on in the United Kingdom recently, you guys must live on the rock, and it's okay. I love my rock people. There have been, well, let's just say, the aspiring citizens who come seeking for a better life, they aren't mixing in so well. And unfortunately, our great neighbor to the east, well, unfortunately, they're dealing with it too. And it's a sickening thing because at least we can talk about it. There's a lot of censorship over there nowadays where even if you were to talk about what is happening, you would most likely get arrested more than these people actually committing crime. And here, I actually have a case. Let me show you these typical UK citizens. As you can see, very British. You have the typical British facial features, with the typical soulless eyes. Yeah. Now you're thinking, man, these 7 men. What is so special about these 7 men? Well, as it so has it, these 7 men, these 7 British men, have a fascination for girls, and unfortunately, a lot of them are underage. In fact, these 7 men have been related to Gang SA, to lightly put it, and and it's sickening to even like just think about these poor little girls who've gone through it. I'm just read a couple of these British names. Hussein Bashar, 19, who is British. Yeah, okay. And lives in Southmead, Bristol, has been charged with one count of SA. Mohammed Arfair, 19 as well, a Syrian who lives in Speedwell, Bristol, who's been charged with SA, as sexual exploitation of a child, and five counts of arranging and facilitating sexual exploitation. The fact that these guys were even walking amongst the people is crazy. UK has a little bit of problem of inviting everybody in. Let's say just the typical. Let's bring everybody in. Let's not check them. So make sure they're have our beliefs, have share our same values, share our love of our woman and the protection of our women that we would like, of our daughters. No, just invite everybody in, guys. Guys, just let the whole neighborhood into your house. Why not? Don't lock your doors at night, guys. It's okay. I mean, you only have Waddle Sharaf, 21, a Syrian who was accused of attempted and um, with a child. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful humans. The perfect people you want living next to you and your children, to be honest. I wouldn't think of any other neighbor. And it's crazy what's happening around the world. Um, and it's absolutely sickening because you see it everywhere. People who deny it call you racist. Oh, you're Islamophobic. You're racist. You're anti-Somali. Yeah, no, I'm not any of those. I'm anti these people, these monsters, and unfortunately, I have an issue with their own communities due to the fact that it seems like the communities are blind to them because as soon as you call them out, those communities band together and protect them. Why are you protecting a pedophile? Why are you protecting a pedo? Honestly, this video was just, I guess, to vent my frustration. I'm just the average guy. Like, I work my ass off. I struggle. I try to provide for my loved ones, same as any man, any person. And it feels like the American dream, the dream of growing up in a beautiful world, a safe world, is just moving farther and farther every day. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. I have some other stuff I want to talk about. Maybe you give me a like, a comment. This is my first video, so let me know if things I could do better. But I hope you guys enjoyed my take. I hope that maybe for some of you who didn't know what was going on, I opened your eyes, and may you guys have a blessed day. Stay strong, stay safe, and have a good day. Bye bye.